The following is produced by 5 Star Productions USA, which is solely responsible for its editorial content, and is sponsored in part by a grant from Paul Mitchell Salon Hair Care.
20 years ago, manufacturers were just experimenting with environmentally safe products and packaging. Today, the majority of consumers have indicated that they would pay more for a product packaged with recyclable or biodegradable materials. And over half had recently chosen not to buy a product because they considered it environmentally harmful. I'm Ed Begley, Jr. Join me on today's Environment as we explore the changing attitudes helping to make our world a better place in which to live.
Today, City Council in effect with 9,000
reducing air
supermarkets
pollutants by
recycling a milestone.
30%. Educational programs.
The United States industry generates more than 12 billion tons of waste each year. While over 90% of that waste is non-hazardous, the remaining 10% has to be dealt with. Next, we'll investigate new technology in the disposal of medical waste.
Every year, in the United States alone, over 600,000 tons of biomedical waste is generated by hospitals, laboratories, and medical offices. For years, medical waste has been incinerated or shipped to a hazardous waste management facility. Unfortunately, some of this waste never reaches its designated disposal area. ASEA Brown Boveri, ABB, the world's largest industrial equipment and electrical engineering firm, has been addressing environmental issues around the globe for decades, with major investments in environmentally compatible, cost-efficient technologies. ABB Sanitec was formed to address specific issues. They have implemented a practical solution to medical waste disposal through the Sanitec Microwave Disinfection System. This system is environmentally safe to dispose of infectious medical waste. Based upon existing technology used in Europe since 1985, they introduced the Sanitec system, which was installed in North Carolina's Forsyth Memorial Hospital in February 1990. Sanitec works on a very simple principle. It uses a combination of steam and microwaves to disinfect waste and render it harmless. The advantage of this process is that it treats this sensitive waste safely without discarding any harmful liquids or air emissions. It becomes a one-step operation in the hospital where the waste is collected and deposited into a hopper and taken directly to the unit. The system is on site, so there's no need for storage or transportation of untreated waste, which provides added safety to the surrounding community. It's all right here, from bag to hopper. Once the waste is loaded in, it's sealed. The computer automates the system, and it is not discharged until it's thoroughly treated. To prevent infectious organisms from escaping, the hopper area is treated with high-temperature steam, then passed through a 2-staged filter prior to the start of the feed operation. The material is then shredded, rendering even small items such as syringes and hypodermic needles unrecognizable and reducing the volume by 80%, saving valuable landfill space. The shredded waste then moves along a screw conveyor into the microwave treatment area, where steam injectors moisten it to ensure the heat will be evenly distributed during the microwave disinfection stage. Computers control the process while the moistened material is treated, ensuring that the proper level of time and heat exists for treatment. A recording of this information is also provided for verification. Orlando Regional Medical Center, the first hospital in Florida to use the Sanitec system, is already projecting cost savings.
At Orlando Regional, we expect to save approximately 20% in the cost of disposing of biohazardous waste through the use of this system. This is very important when you consider the stricter regulations being imposed on incineration.
Existing problems are being addressed with new solutions, making our environment a safer place for us to live and enjoy.
Car emissions are one of the major contributors to our problems of global warming and ozone depletion. Every year, the average American automobile dumps its own weight in carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Today's environment learned of alternative solutions to this problem.
The automobiles in these pictures are capable of running at speeds higher than 200 miles per hour and represent state-of-the-art technology. The city transit buses in these scenes rarely exceed 35 miles per hour, endure long running times, frequent stops, and rapid acceleration. Oddly, they share an important feature with high-performance racing. Indy racers run on an alcohol-based fuel noted for its high octane and quick combustion. Some transit buses are now using this fuel to eliminate the smoky, foul-smelling exhaust gases for which their diesel-fueled counterparts are famous. Vehicles which run on fuels made from grain and vehicles powered by natural gas are all based on proven technology that was only dreamed of just a few short years ago. Detroit Diesel Corporation has an international reputation for its heavy-duty internal combustion engines. Known for their power and durability, these engines are used in transportation, construction and industrial equipment, marine service, and in a broad range of military equipment. But the oil embargo of the 70s, coupled with stricter clean air regulations, prompted them to explore non-petroleum fuels for their engines. By 1983, they had developed a clean-burning diesel engine with virtually no visible exhaust and dramatically reduced emissions. The secret was adapting the engine to run on methanol, a clean-burning, alcohol-based fuel which can be made from wood, coal, and other organic compounds. Test vehicles placed in daily service throughout the United States and Canada soon produced positive performance reports that also meant great promise for clear air. In 1991, the company announced certification and initial production of the world's first fully emission-certified, heavy-duty alternative-fueled engine. Now, electronic fuel injection combined with glow plugs and an advanced air delivery system allows the engine to burn pure methanol. Researchers have also redesigned engines to burn other fuels. This vehicle runs on ethanol, also an alcohol-based fuel but manufactured from grain. And this bus in Houston, Texas is powered by natural gas, the same gas which many Americans use to heat their homes and cook their food. Alternative fuels for automobiles may be some time away because production and distribution obstacles need to be resolved. But transit buses are often parked and fueled at a central location. This makes filling up with alternative fuels and maintaining specialized equipment easier. During the development of its non-petroleum engines, they've also made breakthroughs in conventional diesel technology. This New York Transit Authority bus is equipped with a device that traps and eliminates particulates in diesel gases before they are exhausted. Using high-tech ceramics, the particulate trap, as it is known, burns the contaminants at ultra-high temperatures, removing the black exhaust seen in many diesels. Detroit Diesel has emerged as a leader in alternative fuel research and technology. The same know-how and dedication that produces world-class heavy-duty engines is now in high gear to set industry standards in protecting the quality of our air.
Did you know that we use more than 25 billion polystyrene foam cups a year? This type of foam is completely non-biodegradable. Fortunately, there are new ways to reuse and recycle polystyrene previously not available.
Recycling is an important part of the answer to our municipal solid waste problem. And now there are new programs that allow a useful but sometimes misunderstood product to be recycled easily and effectively. The product is polystyrene foam. Despite many misconceptions about foam, it often insulates better, is safer to hold, costs less, and keeps food fresher than other types of products. Michigan-based Dart Container Corporation, a leading manufacturer of foam containers, has developed RecycloPak, a comprehensive, easily duplicated, and cost-effective system for recycling its foam beverage cups. In fact, if you're a customer at a Kowalski's Market in St. Paul, it's almost impossible not to recycle your foam coffee cup. Kowalski's has 3 small supermarkets. All 3 are family-owned, known for their friendly service and a free cup of coffee for each customer. That's a lot of coffee, a lot of cups, and a lot of happy shoppers. However, the Kowalski's family and their customers became concerned about the amount of waste they were creating. Fortunately, there was an excellent solution that was both cost-effective and good for the environment. Kowalski's foam cups are now shipped in a RecycloPak carton. After removing the cups, a few simple steps transforms the carton into a colorful recycling bin. The bin features an insert made of 50% recycled post-consumer polystyrene foam that encourages people to stack cups. RecycloPaks are placed at convenient locations throughout the market. Once shoppers fill them with used cups, RecycloPak is transformed back into a shipping carton. Kowalski's simply calls an 800 number to schedule a pickup for recycling. RecycloPak also plays an important role in the work of Loaves and Fishes Too, a Minneapolis-St. Paul volunteer organization that provides free hot meals to the needy. 6 meal centers serve more than 1,600 hot meals a night, all with beverages in foam cups. Despite foam's effectiveness, the center's volunteers wanted to know that foam was also a sound environmental choice. They were pleased to learn that Dart foam cups have never been made with ozone-depleting CFCs and could be recycled through RecycloPak. Besides being a sound choice for the environment, RecycloPak pays for itself. Its price includes the cost of recycling. Dart Container also offers food service operators other recycling alternatives for foam containers. Here at the University of Miami cafeteria in Florida, employees and guests consume thousands of meals a day, many of which are served in foam containers. These containers are recycled through a program called CARE, or Cups Are Recyclable. The foam containers are sorted, then compressed with a device called a densifier. The used foam is then reprocessed at one of Dart's 4 recycling centers. Here, it's shredded, washed, heated, and reformed into pellets, which can be made into cartons and other packaging, as well as consumer goods, such as video cassettes and building insulation. Dart Container has the capacity to reprocess 12 million pounds of polystyrene foam annually. It's good news to know that today's used foam container will serve a useful purpose tomorrow.
Dealing with used motor oil in an environmentally safe manner is a problem. In the United States alone, 1 million gallons are released into the environment every day. Today's environment found one solution to this problem through the process of refining used oil.
The automobile continues to be America's biggest and most troublesome polluter. And though new technologies such as the catalytic converter have improved airborne emissions, little has been done to correct another long overlooked problem. The culprit is crankcase oil, the lubricant that keeps engines running smoothly and efficiently. Engine oil gets dirty. Continuing to use dirty oil causes wear and tear on the engine's moving parts. This is how freshly refined engine oil looks. And this is how it looks after about 6,000 miles of normal use. It's easy enough to change the oil in your car. A few minutes in a quick change center will usually take care of the job. Half of all car owners do it themselves. The problem is what to do with the dirty oil after it's changed. Some 350,000 gallons of used oil are improperly disposed of each year. Some waste oil is allegedly recycled by mixing it with new oil and burned as fuel for ships and other industrial applications. Some critics say this creates airborne lead pollution. In fact, burning used oil is the largest stationary contributor to this type of pollution. For many years, landfilling was one of the more common ways people disposed of dirty oil. Unfortunately, in many states, this is still the case. Used oil can soak through the ground and into water supplies. Some people simply pour used oil down the drain. A frightening 2.1 million tons of this used lubricant seeps into our streams and rivers yearly. Just 1 quart of motor oil is enough to pollute more than 250,000 gallons of water. The good news is that used oil does not wear out, it's simply dirty. In California, the green trucks of Evergreen Environmental Services collect used oil from some 8,000 service stations, quick change facilities, and other collection centers throughout the state. Evergreen's refinery in Newark, California has been in operation since 1986. The facility cleans oil by distilling it and removing the worn-out additives and engine contaminants. Operating around the clock, the re-refinery processes millions of gallons of oil a year. The result is a recycled, re-refined lubricant that is virtually indistinguishable from virgin oil. The oil goes right back into automobile engines, providing all of the benefits of new oil while at the same time helping the environment. Check with oil change centers to see how they dispose of their used oil. Make sure it's re-refined, not just incinerated for energy conversion. If you change your own oil, bring it to a facility that supports re-refining. There may be a small handling fee, but it's worth it. Re-refined oil is such a good idea that Evergreen was recognized in this international best-selling book on helping the environment. Perhaps their company slogan says it best. By using re-refined oil, your engine will never know the difference. The Earth will.
Most of us don't take what's under our own sink seriously, yet household toxics are the cause of many health problems. These seemingly harmless chemical vapors can have serious effects. Ingestion of these chemicals can even cause death. Next, we'll discover what's being done to make our indoor environment a little safer.
It is often invisible, difficult to detect, and its effects on humans may show up immediately or lie dormant for many years. Air pollution ranks among the most pressing and challenging environmental issues America faces today. Most of our efforts and resources were directed toward improving the quality of outdoor air. But the majority of Americans spend nearly 90% of their time indoors. Polluted indoor air can be up to 100 times more contaminated than outdoor air. In fact, each day, the average American inhales more than 2 tablespoons of a mixture of dust, smoke, soot, grease, pollen, and other particles. It's obvious that we should be concerned about the air quality in our buildings, especially if a high percentage of people in them have frequent headaches, eye, nose, throat irritations, and other conditions that appear to go away upon leaving the structure. You may be working, playing, or even living in what is known as a sick building. The World Health Organization places the number of buildings with indoor air quality problems at 30%. This sick building syndrome can lead to decreased productivity, increased absenteeism, and higher medical expenses. Some of the reasons for poor indoor air quality are obvious. However, many of the environmental culprits can remain undiscovered and untreated without professional help. Fortunately, that help is now available. ISS, International Service System, has a comprehensive means of identifying, treating, and preventing indoor air problems. Employees use state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment to analyze the air. Then a complete treatment plan is designed to eliminate many sources of polluted air. More than half of all indoor air problems are associated with the building's heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems. Dust and other pollutants build up inside the ductwork of the system and can be carried to areas throughout the building. To solve this problem, ISS developed a comprehensive solution utilizing a very powerful vacuum called a vent vac. This vacuum pulls loose dust and other particles out of the ductwork. A special filter then traps the matter for appropriate disposal. Brushes and air blasting equipment are used to dislodge material in the ductwork. Another device, called an electrostatic precipitator, uses charged plates, much like electromagnets, to trap and hold pollutants in filters which are replaceable. They even developed a portable system that quickly improves the air quality in any room. This approach to pollution-free air is possible by the use of sophisticated equipment, professionally trained crews, and the use of specialized methods. ISS believes a healthy building will help increase productivity and improve morale while everyone is able to breathe cleaner, healthier indoor air.
Keeping our water clean is a growing environmental challenge. By producing recycled paper as compared to virgin paper, we can lessen the pollution to our freshwater sources by 35%. Today's Environment investigated another way paper is being recycled into a variety of products.
Each year, Americans discard more than 180 million tons of trash, 1,460 pounds for every man, woman, and child in the United States. Much of it ends up in landfills, the dumping grounds of a society more concerned about convenience than conservation. But to an environmentally concerned paper company in New Jersey, MarCal Paper Mills, your discarded paper isn't trash, but a resource, and your city is their forest. Long before recycling became popular, they were turning waste paper into quality tissue products. Their motto, paper from paper, not from trees. In the beginning, the company limited their recycling to pre-consumer waste paper grades, such as magazine trims, printing mistakes, and magazine overruns. But as municipal landfills began closing and others began filling up and charging communities higher fees for burying their trash, they added the capacity to recycle a broad mix of post-consumer paper, such as discarded household, school, and office paper, waste that would normally be disposed of in landfills or incinerated. Developing recycling programs with hundreds of municipalities in the Northeast, the program is considered a huge success due to the willingness of the general public to source separate. What is source separation? People are asked to help by separating the MarCal mix, glossy papers such as magazines, household mail, color inserts, school and office paper from other household trash. The MarCal mix is then bundled or put into reusable curbside containers for the town to collect. The mixed paper is then transported directly to the mill. Estimates show that communities can reduce their solid waste stream by up to 10%, while at the same time saving up to 90% in expensive landfill tipping fees. In addition to recycling magazine and glossy catalogs, discarded bulk mail, coupons, sweepstakes forms, and practically every variety of office paper is also accepted. They will even recycle children's crayon or marker art projects from schools. More than 150,000 tons a year of this type of waste paper ends up in the mill's equivalent of a giant mixing bowl called a pulper. Here, the paper is blended with hot water into a pulp slurry. This slurry is cleaned, washed, screened, and treated with non-chlorine brighteners to make a consistent, high-quality mixture of cellulose fibers. A wet mat of clean pulp is then sprayed onto a fast-moving fine screen, which feeds into the paper machine. This screen passes over a series of rollers to progressively eliminate water, then dried on a highly polished, huge metal cylinder called the Yankee dryer. Moving at a speed of over a mile a minute, what may have been your mail-order catalog and your neighbor's magazine is now paper. Clean, soft, sanitary paper. Many postal facilities throughout Manhattan and Long Island, New York, are shipping their undeliverable mail and administrative office papers to the New Jersey mill. All from the efforts of someone that sees your discarded paper not as trash, but as a resource. Paper from paper, not from trees.
Part of the foundation of our environmental future involves recycling. Imagine how much paper our government consumes each year. By encouraging your state representatives to use recycled paper, you can help bring attention to one of our pressing environmental concerns. After all, we are paying for it. I'm Ed Begley Jr. Join me next week as we explore more environmental solutions on Today's Environment.
If you know of any interesting environmental success stories, call us at 407-997-9800. This has been a presentation of 5 Star Productions USA. The preceding program was sponsored in part by a grant from Paul Mitchell Salon Hair Care.